T-minus 50 seconds. T-minus 40 seconds. T-minus 30 seconds. T-minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Shout out to Kopish.
Shout out to Kopish, guys.
Keep all the good work
the
up.
two legends, Emil Heskey, Howard Gill. Can't get much better than that guy. Yeah. You know what to do now. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm with legends, guys.
Kopish.
Hello, lovely people, and welcome to the morning meetup show. Hold on. Okay. All right, guys, sit down, buddy. Have your breakfast. Kids on holiday. Look at me, guys. I'm loving it. I'm loving every second of it. I'm loving every second of the kids being on Christmas holiday. I don't need saving. I don't need someone to help me. I don't need to blink twice for someone to help me with these kids who are on one. Exactly. I said Monday. That's how mad it is for me right now. Help me, guys. Help me, Kop-Ish community, because these kids are driving me crazy. They're driving me up the wall. I need your help. Rescue me. Rescue me. I'm not even going to hide it behind signals and eye blinks. Rescue me. I've got 3 kids in the house who are trying to end me. I thought the youngest would be so calm and so chill. She's the craziest one. I wasn't even meant to start the show like this, but Robbie barged in there. Stevie's telling me off for stuff I ain't even done. My daughter woke up 5 in the morning this morning. 5 in the morning, took her dummy out of her mouth and proceeded to start putting it in my ear and then laughing. Who does that? Who does that at 5 in the morning? Who does that? Stevie wakes up, comes downstairs. Morning, Dad. Why does the house look like this? I'm thinking, well, why do you think the house looks like this, big man? Because you and your brother play with stuff and don't put it back. Me and the missus tidied up the whole house after Christmas, before Christmas, and the house looks like it's been hit by a tornado. And then he wants to come downstairs and ask me why the house looks like this. Big man, do I play with toys in this house? No. So how is it me? Then Robbie prancing around. You saw him on stream yesterday, just bops in the conservatory like he runs the place. I pay bills here. Name me any other industry in the world where you don't pay the bills, but you walk in and run the place. Go on, I'll wait. I'm done. Between the kids and the laptop, they are finishing me right now. I'm Amorim in this house. I'm Amorim in this house. I'm Pep Guardiola in this house. Yeah, no, Mikey, I'm getting it off my chest. This is the only place I can vent. Can't vent to the wife, can I? She's going to turn around and go, yeah, well, I'm in the house as well. But they don't treat her like this. They don't treat... The boys love my missus. And look, I'm a mummy's boy. I love my mum to bits. I'll do anything for my mum. I get it. Here he comes again. Here he comes again. Watch. Robert, what's up, buddy? You all right? Yeah, mate, what's up? Filming, what's good? Stevie, did you hit your brother in the face? All right, don't hit him in the face. Robbie, go and sit down, please. And close the door for me, buddy. That's what I mean. Now they're doing up UFC. Why would you smack someone else in the face at 10:57 in the morning? What for? What are you gaining from that? Imagine someone smacked you around the breakfast table. Now, if I wasn't on the stream, I'd probably tell Robbie to hit him back. Just because he's got to learn to defend himself. Why would your big brother smack you across the face at 10:57 in the morning while you're meant to be having breakfast? No, I'm waiting for answers. I'm waiting for answers. Why would someone smack someone across the face at 10:57 in the morning? Do you know how disrespectful that is? I've had about 4 or 5 hours of sleep. My daughter climbed out of her cot, got into our bed, and proceeded to F about with me this morning for no reason. Gives her mum cuddles in the mornings and all that, but she proceeds to start trouble with me. Why? Why me? As Balotelli would say, why always me? Right, got that off my chest. Hi, everyone. Make sure you smash that like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel. Welcome to Team Kopish. It's the morning meetup show. Got a few things to discuss. Obviously, it's Christmas period, so there's not a lot of news going around, but there is some news. So let's get into it. Firstly, the centre-back who's not available at the moment, but the centre-back who, in my opinion, has performed as one of the best in the world so far this season is Ibrahima Konate. And rumours are circulating that Konate is about to agree a new contract with the Reds. He's currently on 70k a week, which is criminal because he should be on more. But apparently he's going to double his salary and he's going to become one of the better earners in the squad and boost his wage to 140k a week. For me, this is a fantastic thing to do. Fantastic. Konate for me is the second best centre back at the club. In my opinion, he's top 3 centre backs in the Premier League. I think it's him, Virgil, and Saliba. I think Virgil's the best, and then I think people debate on who's better out of him and Saliba. I think he's better than Saliba, but I rate Saliba very highly as well. So I'm not mad at anyone who puts Saliba ahead of Konate. But he's, for me, easily top 3 centre back in the Premier League, and he's brilliant. Keeping him long-term or securing his future long-term should be paramount for the club. And if we do that, I think it will go a long way as to helping solidify our defence as well. With all the talk of Virgil, we obviously want him to sign a new contract because he's still the best centre-back in the Premier League, still the best centre-back in the world. He is obviously getting onto the twilight years of his career, though. So Ibu is naturally a successor to Virgil. Now, I know he plays on the other side of the back four, on the right-hand side where Virgil plays on the left, but he's still a successor. He's captain material, he's a leader, and he is absolutely brilliant. You guys really want to get me in trouble with Drifty? I see it in the chat. You know what to do, people. Throw it up. Throw that Q word in the chat, but I can't say it because Drifty knows where I live. And as I've said already, you see the drama I've got going on. I've got my laptop, which is going rogue. I've got the kids that are trying to defeat me. The last thing I need is Drifty putting out a hit on me and something bad happening to me. So, now back to Ibu, all jokes aside. The quicker we get this resolved, the better, in my opinion. Obviously, the 3 big contracts are the main things. Virgil, Salah, and Trent. Outside of that, probably Ibu is the next best, as well as Diaz from the talks that we've been hearing as well. I wouldn't mind Diaz getting a new contract as well. So yeah, for me, getting that Ibu deal sorted. His contract ends at the moment, if I'm not mistaken, in 2026. We don't want another situation where his contract's going into the last year of his contract. Just get it resolved. Liverpool, if you are going to do it, make sure you get it done quick. And look, as much as we speak about new signings in January, and we'll speak about it, this could be the January where we get like 3 or 4 new contract renewals. Obviously, it can be done anytime, but if that's what happens, then it's the bare minimum. We'll accept it. Won't be over the moon with it, but we'll accept it because we need to hang on to the top players that we've got. But moving on to top players that we've got, and that is Gravenberch. What a bloody revelation this guy's been this season. Not for some. Big up to Mons, big up to man like Matt. Obviously, we all knew the talent was there, but we all said defensively, we don't know if he's that guy. Shut me up. I was wrong. Hands up. I was wrong. He's that guy. But he's also a human being. And rumours and reports have come out saying that there is now no urgency for Liverpool to go and get another 6 or another midfielder because of the form and the emergence of Gravenberch. And the fact that, you know, McAllister, Curtis Jones has been doing his thing this season. Endo, when he's played, I think has been excellent when he's played so far this season, but he's not really rated by slot like that. Tyler Morton, as much as I joke about Tyler Morton, I'm surprised he hasn't had at least a few more minutes, especially given the fact that we rejected bid for him in the summer. I expect him to go in January, though. But I keep on saying this. When you're in a position of power, that's when you strengthen. Shout out to Hugo, same old story. When you're in a position of power, you strengthen. That's when you strengthen. In any walk of life, anytime you're in a position of power, that's when you go and try and get to the next step. Because when you're in a weak position, that's when you get extorted. That's when you start making rash decisions. There, for me, is no excuse why Liverpool can't get a centre midfield in January. Unless it's Tchouaméni, who we know Real Madrid aren't going to sell. Unless it's Ederson, who we know Atalanta won't sell in January. For me, there is no excuse. We tried for Tchouaméni a couple summers ago. We tried for Caicedo a couple summers ago. We tried for Zubimendi in the summer just gone. There is no reason why we don't have or shouldn't have a dossier of centre midfielders where Slot goes, that one. Go and get me that one. Richard Hughes should be presenting Slot with a dossier saying, look, here's 6 centre midfielders. Here's the reason why we think they're good for Liverpool. Here's what they can do. Here's what their limitations are. Here's where we think you can improve them as a coach. Which one do you want so we can go in and get them in January to ease the load on Gravenberch and to bolster the squad and ultimately give Liverpool the best chance of winning something this season? What's the excuse? And I know this is an opinion piece by The Athletic, more specifically James Pearce, if I'm not mistaken. But why? There's no excuse for it. There is none whatsoever. So for me, I'll ask you guys, what type of midfielder do we need? Because I don't think we're going to get an out-and-out DM. Gravenberch isn't an out-and-out DM. He's a midfielder who's doing excellent on the defensive side. How long-term that lasts, we actually don't know. Because we've only working on half a season. We don't know what Grav looks like in the second half of the season, especially when he hasn't had a lot of rest. What sort of midfielder do we need? That's the question I ask you guys. Because I do think we need a midfielder. I think we need someone who's a controller. Again, I'm not opposed to seeing Szoboszlai playing one of the pivot positions, even though he had a fantastic performance against Spurs. Even though argument could be made that we missed him yesterday when he wasn't on the pitch. Bilal Khan, good foresight, Cal. I'm using that one. Bilal, respectfully, you haven't copyrighted, so I'm going to use it. I'll still credit you, and I remember that you told me about it, but I'm going to steal that line. The wordplay is sensational. Bilal Lamar, that's what I'm calling you from now on. Bilal Lamar. But yeah, I do think we need a player for that pivot position. Someone who can come in and deputize or even take Grav out of the team when he needs the rest. Yeah, Danny, I hear you. No disrespect taken at all, bro. I know who we're dealing with, FSG. And again, I want to give them their credit. They brought in Slot. They've rebuilt the backroom staff and the coaching staff and everything behind the scenes is excellent. So FSG have to get credit for that. Just take us to the next level now, man. We, in my opinion, are on the cusp of potentially going out and starting to dominate the Premier League. Man City, I think, will try and strengthen. Arsenal will try and strengthen again. And Chelsea will strengthen. Let's strengthen while we're ahead of those guys rather than wait for them to catch up and then go, oh, let's strengthen now. No. Foot on neck. Let's go and get someone to deputize or compete with Gravenberch. Let's have it so we're sitting there going into games and going, boy, I don't know if we start Gravenberch or X player today because both are sick. Let's sit there and go, oh, I don't know if Max starts today because this player might or that. Let's start doing that. Let's have those conversations. Just like we're having with our attack. Does Diaz start? Does Gakpo start? Does Jota start? Does he not? Let's start having those combos. Shout out to Tyler Jones of your super chat. Big up yourself, Tyler. Hope you're well. But yeah, let's see what happens in January. On to Federico Chiesa. Not had much game time at all. Still doesn't seem like he's up to speed fully yet. And rumours are swirling that Atalanta are eyeing a move for him in January. A loan move with an option to buy. I look at this two ways. I look at this one, Liverpool bought him on a long-term contract. And I think Slot's someone who, as we can see, is very meticulous in his approach to coaching and doesn't want to throw him in until he feels he's fully up to the rigors of the Liverpool style of play and Premier League football. I get that. But I also look at Slot and think he's pretty ruthless when he needs to be. He could be sitting there going, boy, I thought Chiesa would be better than this. And look, maybe we sell now while his stock's still high in Italy rather than wait. Again, I rate Chiesa. I don't want him sold because I think he could be worth his weight in gold between now and the end of the season. But we still haven't seen enough. And it's a little concerning that we're halfway through the season and we still haven't seen that much out of him. I don't even know if he's played like 180 minutes of football. I don't even know if he's played 90 minutes of football. So, I mean, we know he's fit because he's been on the bench, but we've barely seen him. Like yesterday, for example, was a game where I think he could have been brought on in the last 5-10 minutes, give him a little run out. But Slot opted for Elliott instead, opted for Szoboszlai, who I don't even think needed to be on the pitch at all. Something's not adding up with it. Do I think we'll loan him out in January? I still don't. And I know we'd still have 5 attackers if Chiesa went, but why take the risk? Especially, I don't see us signing an attack in January, so why take the risk? Slot clearly, in my opinion, doesn't rate Núñez as high as some fans. Shout out to Enz in the chat. I see you, bro. So why take the risk? Why take the risk of letting Chiesa go? I think it'd be better to keep Chiesa around rather than loan him out, unless it's a guarantee we're going to sign someone in January. And we ain't signing an attacker in January. I don't even think it makes sense for us to sign an attacker in January because the type of attacker, in my opinion, we'd want or need is a player that a team is not going to want to sell in January. The caliber of attacker I'm looking at is a Kvaratskhelia, Isak, someone of that ilk. We're not going to get that in January. We're not going to sell a player of that ilk in January. So why would other teams? Obviously, Shirky's there. I don't know if I'd want Shirky playing in the front three, though. I see Shirky as a 10. But then you look at Szoboszlai's form at the moment. You look at Elliott, who's just come back from injury. Do we need another 10? Unless Szoboszlai is going to definitely become a pivot player or we've just got more options. Mamouche as well, quality footballer. I don't think we're going for Mamouche. I don't see us going for a striker or a winger or an attacker. I don't see it. I don't see it. If we did, I'd be over the moon, obviously, but I don't see, if I'm going to be honest, I don't see the need for it right now unless we're going to move someone on. And I don't think we're going to move Chiesa on. I think Chiesa definitely plays the Accrington and Stanley game if he's not injured. He has to. If he doesn't play that game, then I'm going to start being a little worried, if I'm going to be honest. But he has to play that game. That's like a layup. That's a tee up. That's an alley-oop. Big up to Ghost, aka Liverpool 12th man in the chat as well. Smash that like button if you haven't already as well, please, people. But yeah, I don't see that happening. I don't see it happening. If we do lose any attackers in the January, I think it will probably be like a Jayden Danns who will go out on loan. I wouldn't be surprised if Jayden Danns plays the Accrington Stanley game and then is sent out on loan after that. I don't think we're in a position where we can sell a Núñez and be like, yeah, Jayden Danns the deputy right now, because we still need to see more of a sample size. We don't even know how his body's recovering at the moment from the injury he's had. So, yeah, I don't want us to sell or loan out Chiesa, and nor do I think we will. So we'll see what happens there. On to the last topic of the day, guys, and that is that apparently we will not be targeting a left back or a centre back in January. Instead, we will wait until the summer to assess that situation. Didn't think we'd be getting a left back in January. We're not selling Tsimikas. We're not selling Robbo in January. That's a wider conversation. I know we've had this conversation, but that is a wider conversation. That's a conversation that we need to really delve into and have a real proper chat about, because that left back situation ain't great. Again, Robbo didn't have a poor game yesterday, but he was at fault for the goal, in my opinion, and a big component as to why that goal ended up in the back of our net. Tsimikas is very hot and cold. He either has a great game or has a poor game. There's very little in between when it comes to Tsimikas. Kirkes is apparently looking to go to Man United as opposed to Liverpool. Again, I'm not gonna lie, I won't lose any sleep if Kirkes goes to Man United. I could be wrong. I won't lose any sleep. I think he's just good. I don't think he's this extraordinary player. I think he's a good player, good solid player. But again, I want players who take us to the next level. I don't think Kirkes is that guy. Personally, I could be wrong. But I don't see us signing a left back. Centre back now, I would have liked to have seen us do something. I really would have. And I think Jarrell Hatto's right there. He's not the tallest of centre backs, but he's only 18. He's still growing. He's very composed on the ball. Will he make mistakes? Yes, he's 18 years old. Kwanzaa makes mistakes. None of us want him binned. Jarrell Hatto, I think, would be very helpful for the squad because he's someone that can play centre back and ease the load on Virgil van Dijk, especially while Konate is out. But he can also play left back and cover there if Tsimikas or Robbo get injured or they fall badly out of form. Plus, you don't have to register Hatto either. Hatto is 18 years old. We would not have to register him. Shout out to Ravi in the chat. Big up, my brother. We would not have to register him as a player. He's 18 years old. So again, it gives us more freedom to operate in the market going forward as well, because we wouldn't have to register him for a little while. Theo, Alphonso Davies, there's no way Bayern Munich let him go in January. I'd love him to sign for Liverpool, but there's no way he leaves in January. They'd be crazy to let him go in January. Unless he's come out and told the club he's not staying regardless of what they offer. They ain't selling in January. Plus, I still see him ending up at Real Madrid. But for me, you go and get Hatto. I think Hatto costs around 30 million euros. For me, if you go and get Hatto and a centre midfielder in January, I don't think any Liverpool fan can really complain or moan. In fact, I think every Liverpool fan goes, yeah, we will adjust the rest in the summer. Okay, Stevie, stop fighting with your brother, please. Or else I know, but you should just be eating your breakfast, because if he hits you back, then you're going to moan to me about it. All right, go and sit down, Rob. Close the door, please. Save me. Save me. Anyone? No? Cool. Just gonna sit back and not do anything. Cool. But yeah, I don't see us signing the left back. I don't see us signing anyone in January, if I'm gonna be honest. Even though I think if we signed a centre back and the centre midfielder in January, and we did the contract extensions, you know what vibe I'm gonna be on. Shameless Sanderson will return. And the 2025 version of Shameless Sanderson is going to be like nothing you've seen in my life. I don't even know what to expect from Shameless Sanderson in 2025. But if we do that, if we get the 3 contract extensions done and sign 2 players in January, and we're still top of the league, let me sip some water because it's going to get fiery. It's going to be crazy. And I'm no fortune teller. You like that? But if we do that, we win it all. Said it, we win it all. Drifty's going to watch this on replay, so it's too late for him to do anything. I'll be out of the house by that time. All bets are off. It's done. It's done. So we will see. We will see. I don't expect us to do anything in January, but I'm very hopeful. I'm very, very hopeful. I'll ask you guys here for a couple more minutes. Which centre back would you try and sign in January? Be realistic, guys. No Schlotterbeck, no Bastonis, because that ain't happening. Who would you try and sign in January? Because I honestly think Hatto is the best case scenario. And look, I know Real Madrid are apparently sniffing around Hatto, and it would make sense with Real Madrid because they are they're almost rebuilding while they're building, whereby they're purchasing a lot of the talented younger players in world football, so that they grow together and there's a seamless transition from the current crop to the next crop. Charles J says Murillo. Murillo's a sick defender. He really is good, but Nottingham Forest, where they are in the league, they would charge us stupid money, and rightly so. And rightly so. But Murillo is quality. He's actually improved on how I saw him as a player. I thought he's just a very robust centre back. He's good on the ball. He can drive forward. He's quick. He's strong. Not the tallest, but again, he's very good in the air for his height. But yeah, Forest would be they'd want like 60, 70 mil for him. So yeah, I don't know, man. Right, Enz is choosing violence. Cal, word on the street is you said Klopp wasn't that good. Find me the receipts, Enz. Do you know what? Enz is my brother, but Enz is one of the most manipulative guys in the YouTube space. You know, Enz is a dangerous man. But now, go and subscribe to Enz's channel. Had a great panel show with Zabiri, Jerry, and Bajan Pops last night. I joined for a little spell as well, but that was a brilliant stream. And Enz is doing some great stuff, not just football stuff. He's doing reaction videos as well. So make sure you subscribe to Enz's channel. And a great guy as well. Great dad, great guy, football coach. The guy's a brilliant guy. So make sure you go and subscribe to him. Dear Monday from Sporting, again, very good. I prefer a left-footed centre back though. I know I'm being a bit specific, but I prefer a left-footed centre back. Who else? Man said enough piling on ends. So what? I can't give my brother some flowers now. I can't give my you guys know me. I'm gonna give people flowers. Same with this man, Ghost. I'm gonna give Ghost his flowers. Always supported the channel. He has his own channel. Go and subscribe to his channel as well, people. Nico Gonzalez. I know he's in the centre back, but it might be a target. What position does he play? Ghost, what position? Lukeba, just signed a new contract. Gerard Williams, so I don't see him going anywhere. Plus, he's got a release clause that activates in the summer, so I don't see anything happening there. Bonkers, Jonathan Tah's a good shout. He's available for a free at the end of the season. Maybe they try and sell him now to try and recoup a bit of money. Jonathan Tah's a good centre back. Can be a little clumsy sometimes, but he is a very good centre back nonetheless. Lucas Killer says buy Saka and playing left back. That would be a dream, man. I'd love Saka at Liverpool Football Club. I really would. For him to take on the mantle after Mo hangs up the boots, I'd love Saka at Liverpool Football Club. Apparently Tar, shout out to Tommy saying Tar's going to Barca. Fair dues. Scalvini, Ryan Rijkaard. Scalvini's had some injury issues. I remember when he broke out to the scene. If I'm not mistaken, I think that was Jamrock who told me about Scalvini. May have been Ghost as well. So yeah, Scalvini I've had on the radar. But I don't think we're going for him because of the injuries. Ash says Nico Gonzalez, Lamassia boy, currently at Porto would be good. Gravenberch understudy. Okay. He was the one we were linked with the other day, right? If I'm not mistaken. Gerard Williams, Huijsen at Bournemouth. I did speak about him in the summer briefly. A very good defender. Very good defender. Not the quickest, though, but very good defender. Ghost said Nico plays AM, CM, and DM. Okay, cool. Franco Mastoano as well has been linked. I know the 17-year-old from River Plate. I know about him. I've tried to watch some tapes on him as well. Did I see Bajan Pops in the chat as well? Do I see Bajan Pops? If I did, big up Bajan Pops. Go and subscribe to Bajan Reds TV. Yes, I see him. Big up yourself, Bajan Pops. Hope you're well. Hope the family's well. Go and subscribe to Bajan Reds TV. What's the trend update, guys? What's the trend update? If it's just another one of these, no, Connor, this isn't aimed at you, by the way. I think you know me by now anyway. It's not, I would never aim this at you. But if this is another one of these, oh, he might go Real Madrid, or he's licking his lips about Real Madrid, or he dreams about the Real Madrid shirt, or Trent paints his body white sometimes, picturing the Real Madrid. Like I mean, it's just rumors at this point. It's just rumors. Yeah, I don't know what Trent does, but I still don't think journalists know what he does either. So we'll see what happens there. But look, people, I'm gonna shout out to Mtar Mizzy. Big up yourself. Yeah, people, I'm gonna sign off here. If you haven't already, do smash that like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel. Hoping to be back later potentially, but don't quote us on that. Just wait and we'll see what we do there. And yeah, people, It's Christmas period. It's the festive period. Make sure you hug your loved ones. Make sure you're chilling out with the family, eating food and relaxing and recharging the batteries. And Liverpool are top of the Premier League, top of the Champions League, semi-finals of the Carabao Cup, first round for the Premier League teams in the FA Cup. I mean, I know I've spoken about the ownership and strengthening from a position of power, but we're still in a healthy position as well. And look, we're the envy of the Premier League at the moment. Feels nice. It feels very nice. People, smash that like button if you haven't already. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. My name is Callum, representing Team Kopish. Until I see you all again, stay safe, stay blessed. Have a fantastic day, people. See you later.